All right, everybody, welcome back to the HPT Live webinar. Today we're going to be breaking down week 4 of April. Man, what a week filled with just crazy amounts of chop. We had a lot of choppy days. We had a lot of solid good days, right? And once again, the primary focus of these webinars is that beautiful, beautiful word that starts with an E, execution. Execution is key. It's critical, right? Execution is the main way, the only way to actually start getting those confident results that we all want, right? Like, you know, I always say this in all my YouTube videos, but until we learn to master execution, we are gonna be making inconsistent mental trading errors, right? Which is fear, doubt, anxiety, right? And like when those emotions are present, we literally manifest. We manifest whatever it is that we're focused on, right? So if we're worried about taking profits too early, we're going to manifest taking profits too early. If we are too focused on making a bad trade, right? You know what we're going to do? We're going to hesitate when we see good price action, right? So basically, I really want to break this week down. I want to break down how the HPT cross performed as well, right? Monday, we're going to jump right into it. Let me throw these indicators up here real quick. Everybody a part of the team has access to these indicators. If you guys want them, just drop comments or contact me and we'll get you them, right? So real simple. Let's break it down. So real quick before we get started, let me just make sure everything's up. We got, hold on. I might have, okay. I think we are good. All right, let's go. Debo, we got Oasis, we got veteran HPT members a part of the webinar today. So let's get into it. All right, Monday, my best trade of the week. I love it. You know, and it's crazy. Monday felt effortless. I just made a YouTube video on this day. It literally felt effortless. And this right here is the blueprint to the HPT cross, right? This is literally what we look for day in and day out. Pre-market plan, we were watching 5/20/18 very closely. Right? If I whip out that 1 hour time frame, I'll show you why that level was so important. So this was, where was Monday? Monday's price action was right here. So pre-market plan looked like this. In a bullish scenario, buyers held 520. In a bearish scenario, sellers held 520. If buyers held it, I was targeting previous day high. We'll put a little box up here, right? Now, if sellers defended it, I was targeting 510, right? Once again, this isn't, I'm not being complicated. We have the same approach every single day, right? If buyers hold it, I go long, target upside targets. If sellers hold it, I go short, target downside targets, right? I'm looking at that 50 EMA on the 1 hour, right? We're below it. So I'm using my tools, the EMA cloud, the 90 EMA, right? I'm using these tools to objectively understand who's in control of the market. So now that it's just left up to who controls the open, right? Well, how do we determine who controls the open? Using our criteria, right? And that's exactly what happened. So right here in the morning, when we got the moving average cross, open print, the retest of the EMA cloud, right? At this exact moment, I entering the market short, I'm putting my stop above 520, and we're targeting downside targets, right? Now, what are some things we can use to add to our confidence to enter into this, right? Because it's Monday morning. We're not sure what sort of conditions the market may be in. Is it going to be choppy? Is it going to be all over the place, right? We all know those those questions that pop up right before we enter a trade. Now, this is where I go, dude, all right, what's your EMAs telling you? Are you extended from your EMA? If not, there's a high probability that price is going to continue in that direction. So this was a really effortless trade. It felt really good. Held it for about 15, 20 minutes and locked in a beautiful trade here, around 60%, a little more than 60% ROI on one SPX contract, almost $1,000 for literally just identifying a clean green bar ignored. I'm not going to lie to you. I felt a little uncomfortable entering into this position, right? I mean, this is kind of a large green candle. But you know what? If you don't feel uncomfortable, you're not doing it right. You know what I mean? Like if you feel comfortable before getting into a trade, that means you've waited for too much evidence, and everyone else feels comfortable as well, right? That's one thing I tell myself. I don't want to be like the 90%, right? If I feel uncomfortable, I ask myself, am I following my criteria? And if so,
Hey Josh.
I'm pulling the trigger. What's up?
Hey, I'm sorry, man. We're trying to see you scream.
Oh, I'm not. All right, listen, that's on me. Thank you for saying something.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're completely fine. That's hilarious. All right, give me 1 second here. Let me stream that. Okay. All right. So let's run that back real quick. So this is the day I'm talking about. Let me pull out that 1 hour one more time, and let me just go through what it is I was looking at. So the main focus was 520.24, right? This was the critical level. Now, whoever held this, I was going to trade with. I was either going to target previous day high, or I was going to target 510, right? So we're using 520 as like a canvas to understand the picture that the market's painting, right? And I'm looking at the EMA cloud on the 1 hour, and I'm like, okay, this is bearish. We're below the 50. Now we just need to use the open to identify who's actually taking control. And then that's where we got our criteria, right? We got that clean moving average cross right there off open print. This one was literally blueprint. This was a blueprint trade. Monday morning, no better way to start the week right here. This was just really nice. We got that really clean, healthy. All right, so you guys hear me talk in the Discord all the time. What does healthy trend mean, right? A healthy trend means we're not extended from the 9 double exponential moving average, right? Like even in a mega sell-off, we're still opening on the 9, right? This candle we're not, and what happened? We got a small pullback to it, right? So once again, just remaining cognizant of where that 9 is, how far away we are, really added into the confidence on this trade right here. It's a really good trade. It was one and done. And I just really like here how, all right, that was our first trade right there. And then just look at how the market works, right? Because the goal, our job as traders is to identify opportunity, right? Identify the opportunity and act. That's our job. Like if we had to put what our job description is, it's identify healthy opportunity and execute. Execute is just as important as the identification, right? Like wisdom without application is useless, right? Like if we can know everything in the world, we can learn how to see it, we can learn what to look for, we can learn all the names and the terminologies and the principles, but if we're not executing, it's all useless, right? It's all useless. It's like somebody that's a genius in math but never competes or uses it, right? Like, execution is key is what my point is. So we have to be able to identify the good opportunity and then have clear ways to execute on it. And one of those ways that we identify it is, you guys know, is the RBI GBI process, right? Like look at another green, but every time I get a GBI or an RBI, a box goes around it, right? I literally go, okay, add drawing, box. All right, if price comes back to this level, I'm looking for entries. Just like what happened here. Green bar, ignored, price comes back up to it, rips down, right? And then even right here, like a lot of traders struggle holding trades. I think everybody, can admit it's not always easy, especially when we scale up and stuff like that. So some things I look for is watching these green bars or red bars that get ignored, and then always watch the retest, right? That's going to tell you if you should stay in, get in, or get out. Right? And just look how it worked. And then really what I want to point out here is look at here towards the end of the trend. Just watch what happens, because by this point, we're getting a little bit extended. We've been trending down for a little bit. just watch here. Green bar, ignored, comes up to it. We get that red candle, and then price pops up, right? So pops up, hits the 20 of the EMA cloud and the 1 hour 9. That's what this blue horizontal line is, right? This is, you guys probably seen this in the high level summaries as well. This blue horizontal line is key. This tells me that the 1 hour trend is healthy. If I'm extended from this, I don't want to trade. Notice how it rips back. Like I'm not getting in a short right here because of how far away we are from that blue horizontal line, right? Because pockets mean pullback, right? If we're far away from a moving average, there's usually a retracement, and that's what we got. So Monday was just beautiful, man. Hold up, I gotta sip this coffee. Yeah, Monday was flawless. I was very, very thankful. I was really, really happy with the way I traded Monday. And then Tuesday was a little challenging for me. And I let it's kind of, I really want to talk about Tuesday. Tuesday was great price action. I want to give a massive shout out to Blue, because he capitalized. He acted on his edge beautifully. Blue caught this long. I'm pretty sure it was either off here or up here. I think it was this day. And other traders did as well. But what I was really happy to see is people, executing, right? Like it felt uncomfortable. This thing was ripping, right? Price action was just ripping extremely fast this day. And biggest thing I want to point out is there was no moving average cross, right? And, this is going to happen. And this is why trading isn't so black and white, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Our strategy, it's a 3-step approach. I look to trade it every single day. Now, there's an 80 to 88% chance that the strategy is going to present. This was one of the days it didn't present. Now, does that mean we can't identify opportunity? No, of course we could still identify opportunity. Now, what's the definition of a trading edge, right? It's when you have an understanding of a higher probability of one thing happening over another, right? What that means is you have an understanding based off the price action in front of you where price could head, right? That's all what a trading edge is. It's you being able to go, hey, I confidently believe price is going to continue for, in this direction for enough time for me to make money, right? That's what a trading edge does. Now, do we have to live and die by every rule of that trading edge? Now, that's a question for everybody, right? Like, nobody's going to have the same answer with that. We could still identify opportunity. We don't want to overthink it. I found myself overthinking it a bit this day, and that's completely fine. But I just want to break down, look at this. Nice bounce here off the 20. Nice red bar, ignored. The thing I really should have been focused on this day was how healthy the 1 hour trend was. Look at how price came back into the 1 hour trend, caught that 20 very nice. I caught one long. I scalped right when price came and bounced off the 20. As price came back up into this level right here, I was looking for sellers, and sellers didn't show up. So I was able to put on a long right there, and I caught a pretty nice move. But yet again, I overthought a lot this day. And it was a good eye-opener, though, right? Because we do need, ways to get in and out of the market if and when the moving average does not happen, right? So that was a pretty cool day right there. Wednesday was an awesome day, man. I had one trade Wednesday, nothing crazy. Took a lot of patience, but I think you guys heard me in my YouTube video say this before. There's discipline and then there's awareness, right? Like I don't like using, I'm a disciplined trader, because that implies that it's hard. Like what I mean when I say logical trader is there's really no reason to force a setup when you have a solid strategy, right? So this morning price action was all over the place, and I was just sitting back watching it. I wanted nothing to do with any of this price action. It was just all over the place. Just some things I'm looking at, though, is I'm watching open print. We were coming up to an important level up here. We gapped up a lot in pre-market, right? So obviously I got my eye on what a gap fill to the downside will look like, but there was nothing really leading me to think that was happening. Until I get my moving average cross here, there's really no trade for me. And price ended up crossing. We fell below that 50. We came up. We got our little green bar that was ignored. That's where we entered short. And we caught a nice move here to the downside. Nothing special. And once again, it's not supposed to be special. It's supposed to be repeatable, right? Because Monday's going to come. And price action's going to be all over the place, or it's going to be smooth. And now we need that solid way just to get into the market. We need that confidence back behind it. And, and when you have that understanding, it really helps keep you from making bad decisions on days like this, right? In the morning, prices all over the place. Todd, I don't know if Todd's here today, but he said this thing that really stuck out to me one time. He goes, someone asked him, he's like, hey, what moving average do you watch? And he goes, the one that gets respected, right? So we gotta just remain aware to how the market's reacting, right? Like if it's not really holding the cloud the way it should, okay, cool. Don't make decisions based off the cloud then, right? Just have your tools present and then just remain patient until price comes back up into them. But look at how this green bar here that was ignored. If y'all draw a box around it, you'd see buyers could not push price above that, right? And that's why, when you see these, you just have to remain bearish until otherwise. Wait for the retest into it. Price comes into it, catches back up with that 50, and then starts selling off there. But yeah, Wednesday was a solid day. Let me see here. Thursday was the day I was talking about right here. This was the day. Straight market rally. Look at this. This was insane. This was the day Blue executed flawlessly on. So this thing's rallying. I really want to highlight this trade that Blue made. I was so proud of the way this man executed on this long. Because the market rallies here. What is this? $6 to the upside. We have no red candle other than that morning one. And just pointing out here, look at how price came down, respected, what was this, end of day? Was this end of, yeah, this was end of day. Price came right into it, respected it, and just rallied, took right off. Now, look at the trend. Look at how healthy this trend is, right? Look at the candles, and then look at, even in a massive rally, the trend is healthy. It's not erratic. There's not large gaps. There's not extensions, right? Let's just do a quick comparison. Look at, because understanding the healthy trends, everything. Okay, let me see here. Healthy trend right here to the upside. Morning, unhealthy, right? We got pocket. We got extensions, right? So once again, this right here, we would call unhealthy. And then this right here, we would call healthy. Right? We got that nice hugging the moving average, right? Unhealthy, we're all over the place. Healthy, we're moving, right? So once again, Blue did an amazing job at seeing this right here. Mind you, this is previous day open print right here. So he's using the critical level, right? Previous day open print as a canvas, and he's going, who's controlling it? Who? Are sellers controlling it? Yeah, okay, there's one red candle. But after you get that red candle gets ignored, he's like, all right, I'm getting in this long. I'm putting my stop here. Let's go. It just phenomenal trade, man. The conviction behind that trade, I was so happy to see it. Because it literally meant, listen, I'm not in control. This feels uncomfortable. Because a lot of us, I know I used to be one of them, has been programmed to be a reversal trader. Oh, this is an area of resistance. This is a supply zone. We need to short it. Absolutely not, right? We need to adapt to who's in control of the market. Who's controlling the market right here? Buyers or sellers? Buyers. How do we know this? Healthy trend to the upside. Red bar ignored. Okay. Long. Stop below. Beautiful move, man. Beautiful move. I was so happy. I caught a nice little long here off the 20. Caught a nice little move up into 545.50. And once again, just playing the trend, right? Like Todd said. What moving average are you watching? The one that gets respected, right? Price comes into that 20. You get a red bar ignored. You're in that. Stop below. You follow the 9. Oh, and another thing I want to point out that's repeatable here. We're right on this candle. We're below the 9, this blue line. On this candle, we're now closing above the 9. This is very bullish, especially coupled with that 20 EMA right there. That is definitely something you want to be a part of, especially if there's a nice little target to the upside, which was previous day high. So, once again, one more shout out, Blue. You crushed it that day. You really, I was really pumped to see that, man. And then Friday, just chop fest, straight chop fest. We were live, we were patient, we were watching price go back and forth. Our edge was not presenting itself, therefore we were in no trade. Price rallies up, no red bar ignored. Price rallies down, no green bar ignored. Back forth. I finally get a red bar that's ignored here, and I really want to talk about this because I took a loss on this, but the strategy did not fail, right? So I want to talk about it. Let me get rid of some of these lines because it's hard to see, and this is very important. I need everybody to understand this right here because this is very important. All right, so because once again, earlier I said, what's an edge? An edge is when you have an understanding of a higher probability of one thing happening over another. That means you have an understanding that A has a higher chance of happening than B, right? That's what an edge is. So when we see our edge, which is moving average cross off open print and a red bar that gets ignored, I have to enter this long according to the data I've collected. Now, based on the clarity of the edge, the way we define it is I should not stop out until sellers push price below the red candle that was ignored. Look what never happened. The red candle was never ignored. Now, I'm trading SPX 0-day options, so I can't hold all that, right? And that's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, I took a red trade. Oh my God, am I going to die? No, we're not defined by a loss. Instead, we go, all right, was the strategy invalid? No. Are buyers still here? Yes. Okay, got back into the market right here and caught a flawless move here to the upside where I exited out of the trade on that candle. So once again, just using the edge to understand who's in control of the market and how can I make money off that, right? Like that's our job. Use the edge to understand, okay, buyers in control, cool. Sellers in control, cool. This was it frustrating? Absolutely. It looked damn near perfect. Look at this. Rallied up, and then this candle happened. So be it. I think Darren said it the other day. It was beautiful. He's like, hey, if the market just needed more liquidity and I happen to be in the trade and get smoked, so be it, right? Like the market's not doing it to you, right? You're like, it's not specific. Oh, Josh is in a long, let's take his money. No, this is just how the market moves. It's the principles behind it, right? Like it needs liquidity, right? So once again, let go of the ego and go, okay, all right, I took a loss, but did I fail to execute my approach? No. Okay, then that means you did your job. And we know this because we literally executed it 30 minutes later and caught a nasty long. So that was it was a really good day right there. The morning was very challenging, but we were able to come out on top. I also caught a nice little long play right here, which was just blueprint, and I want to break down what I was looking at. So once again, just really want to point out here the 1 hour horizontal line, right? So look at how extended we get, right? Price is rallying. Josh, I want to go long. Bad idea. Why? Look how far away you are from that 1 hour. Just like on the 9 day. If you get extended on the 5 minute time frame from the 9 day, what's going to happen? You're going to get a pullback, right? Now, if you get extended from the 9 day on the 1 hour, which means the 9 day on the 1 hour is down here, you're going to get a pullback, right? That's just the principles behind the moving average. A lot of traders are like, oh, I use the 2 minute, I use the 9 day, I use the 12 day. It doesn't matter what one you use. You just need to understand how they work, right? Like extensions means pullbacks. Okay. Now, price rallies into it. We got a green bar ignored. So now there's two things that can happen here. Price can either come back into this level and reject, or price comes back into this level and buyers show strength. How do we know that? Well, look how it comes into the 9, bounces off end of day and open print to a T. It's just disgusting how it works. But let me ask you, does this candle look bullish or bearish? Hold on. Oop. We rally into it, strength. We get a red bar. It gets ignored. At that point, I'm confident that sellers do not have control over this level. Red bar ignored, moving average cross, in long, targeting 551. So I ended up getting out on this candle right here. But overall, this has been another great week. I had some challenging days. I did a lot of overthinking on one of the days. We're all have faults, and that's fine. The goal is to become aware of them. Self-reflection is key, right? You could have the best strategy in the world, but if your execution's off due to anxiety, fear, doubt, negative self-talk, you're not going to execute properly, right? So we need to become those confident traders that believe in their edge and how to execute it. And, and this is why we hold these webinars. So I really appreciate you guys coming. It's really important to go through these so that we can, continue just to master our craft, right? And this was a great week regarding our trading strategy. 2 days out of the week, it was kind of hard to execute it because there's no moving average cross, but we still did a good job at adapting, right? So I appreciate you guys so much. If anyone needs anything from me, just send me a message. You guys know I'm here for you. And welcome all new traders. Let's have a phenomenal week next week, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.